we did with the sheath. We did the sheath yesterday. You could see how that came. Huge difference. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put the sheath aside and get to work on the knife itself. Okay, so like the sheath refurbish, we're dealing with leather on this handle here. This is a leather stack. And so what we're going to do first is we're going to use saddle soap to remove the 70 plus years of, actually really at this point we're looking at probably 80 plus years of residue, sediment, oils, staining, so on and so forth. And then we'll see where we're at that after that. Okay, so we'll bring in the saddle soap and we'll start rubbing that out. Okay, so we're back. We worked on that handle with saddle soap for, I don't know, good half hour. Yeah, removed, I'd say, about 75 years worth of oils and residue from this handle. So it went from being black, I mean like jet black, to a more of a natural brown leather color. Okay, so which is where it should be. I didn't want to go any further because I didn't want to really remove any material. Okay, just wanted to remove the residue, so I'm down to that point. All right, there still is some patina in there, you know, but that's fine. Okay, that adds to the essence, the overall essence of the piece. Okay, so what I'm going to do at this point is I am going to hit this leather with some Bic 4. Okay, this is a conditioner. It you know, it conditions it, it cleans it. You know, we don't need to clean it at this point, but if we did, it would clean it, polishes, and protects. The main thing here is because it's very dry now and exposed, we want to make sure that it's protected from the elements. Okay, you could see that that's really soaking it up, you know, really soaking that in. Bix is a great, or Bic, I should call it, Bic 4. Bic, well, Bic More is a really good product. What's nice about this is it's a natural finish. It won't darken, you know, the leather at all. It just literally just protects it and conditions it. Alright, so you don't want to, it's darker now because it's wet, but once it dries, the natural color will come back. Okay, so wipe off the excess Bics, and then we'll let that sit, and we'll put a little bit more on there. Okay, so we let that sit for about a half hour, and you can see that the Bix conditioner evaporated somewhat and soaked in. Okay, so you can see that the natural color is coming back again, and that will get lighter. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put on a second coat of Bix. Alright, so we let the conditioner soak in for a little while, and you can see that the color is coming back. What we're going to do at this point is we are going to start working on the pommel. But what we want to do before we do that is we want to make sure that the leather stack is protected. So what we're going to do to protect the leather is we've cut a small hole in the bottom of this bag. And we're going to pop the pommel through that. Okay. So we're going to use a little 200 on this, clean off this pommel. Alright, so we polished this out to 1200. So we're just going to wheel it a little bit. Alright, so we polished out the pommel. Pommel looks good. Got some patina in there, but again, we're not doing a restore, we're just refurbishing. We want these little dents and nicks to stay. You know, the patina is important. We don't know what happened to cause these dents and these nicks, what this was used for. I mean, this could have been smashed into something. Pommel is typically for crushing something. Okay, sometimes they were used as hammers. Okay, you know, you had no other tool, so you would use the end, the pommel, to bang on things. Okay, so sometimes people use them to bang on other people, stuff like that. So yeah, all right, so that's where we're at. So we've got the pommel, we've got the grip. Now we're going to work on this blade. Alright, we're going to start on the blade with just a piece of Scotch-Brite and general purpose cleaner. Okay, so we're going to spray some cleaner on there. And we're just going to work that. See how much of this rust, surface rust, we can remove with just Scotch-Brite. If any. I don't know if we'll be able to remove any, but we'll see. Alright, so we kept working that with the steel wool, and yeah, that came up pretty good. Okay, so we're doing this in stages. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hit this with some 400 grit buffing pad, and see, at this point we're not removing rust. The rust is gone. At this point we're going to move to 400 grit wrapped in a piece of leather. Okay, what we've done is we've moved to 1000 grit. Same thing. Alright, we got this to a pretty good point. Blade is cleaned up nicely. We took that down to 1,000 grit. We just polished it a little bit on the wheel, not much. I didn't want it to be too shiny, you know, that wouldn't be realistic. It's more of a satin right now. It's got a little bit of a shine to it. You know, nothing crazy. We don't want a mirror finish on this. That would be kind of silly. Okay, so we're gonna leave that like that. We're gonna get the sanding stone out. Alright, let's go old school here. Alright, let's see if this can cut. There we have it. Refurb of this World War II era Keefe combat knife from the City of Blades originally has been completed. Okay, and we also the sheath. Okay, as far as the knife is concerned, what we did here is we used saddle soap and a lot of elbow grease to remove the 80 years worth of grime, grease, residue, and what have you from the original leather stack. Okay, we then conditioned it, preserved it. We cleaned up the pommel, leaving all the patina. Went down about 1,200 grit on that, polished it out a little bit, kept it shiny, but it's satin. Same thing with the blade. We cleaned the blade with Scotch-Brite, brass wool, and then some sandpaper all the way down to 1,200. Again, here we left the patina, original scratches here, probably from sharpening. Okay. And then we sharpened it. It's very, very sharp. It's like a razor. Okay. See how it looks in the sheath.